What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Thanks so much for being here. So today we're going to get into 10 reasons why I think that the Sony FX3 is the best video camera for real estate videographers today. So thanks for joining. Now let's get into the video. So we're going from most practical reasons why this camera is the best to the most fun reasons why this camera is the best, because this thing is packed with features and it's awesome. So one of the most important things for real estate videography is dynamic range. This camera did great. For outdoor shots, you can get plenty of detail in the shadows all the way to the sky, even if it's shot midday in bright, harsh conditions, okay? When you're shooting interiors, it did really great. You can get details through windows, not really any problems. You're gonna have just like a super clean shot with all that information that you need. Okay, and on top of that, all the colors that I got from this camera looked really great. They're really nice and true to life, pretty much straightforward. So I think for real estate videography, that is super awesome. If you're doing real estate videography or like products and stuff like that, where it needs to be exactly how it is, it's got you covered, no problem. One of the things that I thought was the most impressive about this camera, and I know is the reason why so many people were so excited waiting for the A7S3, which is basically the same camera, is the low light performance is just ridiculous, okay? You're gonna have clean shots pretty much no matter what your lighting situation is for real estate videos. So whether you're shooting dusk shoots and you wanna show really cool light features at night, you're not gonna have to worry about having a bunch of noise in your shadows. Maybe you're shooting like a media room or something where it's pretty dark. It's gonna be fine. It's gonna be nice and clean compared to what I normally shoot with is an EOS R, and it gets a lot of noise in the shadows. So with this one, I was super impressed. Pretty much every shot is just gonna be super clean. So if you're a real estate videographer, you know this, but turnaround time in this industry is like the #1 priority, okay? So this camera is helping you with that. It's got internal proxy recording capabilities. So basically what that means is you can record your normal 4K footage, awesome, uncropped. You can also shoot a low-res copy at the same time, so whenever you're editing in Premiere, it's not gonna crash. You can work with those low-res copies and then export full res 4K, all awesome looking footage. You don't have to plug it into your computer and transcode overnight or anything like that. You've just got them straight off your memory card into your computer, into Premiere, and you're editing. So if turnaround time is super important to you, then this camera's got you covered. So this is the smallest cinema camera I've ever used, I think possibly ever. Let me know in the comments if there's something smaller that I don't know about, but that means you can use this on small gimbals, small sliders, small tripods, super portable. So those are all really specific things that you need for real estate video. You're not gonna be taking most cinema cameras around on a gimbal from house to house, quick shoots, quick turnaround times. It's just too slow. So this thing, super easy to set up on a gimbal, on a slider, on a tripod, whatever you need. And the fact that it has great in-body image stabilization means that you can even go around and get a lot of cool shots without even using a gimbal, without even using a slider, just handheld. So it's got you covered whether you're doing real estate details, you're doing documentary style stuff, you're doing vlogs for a company. It's great. So here's some really cool B-roll I shot of my dad grilling, handheld 100%. So one thing that I haven't seen a lot of people talking about with Sony is the fact that you can switch to Super 35mm, which is basically going to be 1.6 times crop. So how that plays into real estate video is that you could just have a 16-35 2.8 lens, turn that on, and that's going to make your lens, when it's zoomed into 35, it's going to look pretty much like a 50mm at 2.8. My go-to for my detail shots for real estate videos. So the fact that you can just buy one super nice lens and have all your focal range covered, you might end up saving some money in the long run, and it'll speed you up in your workflow. Now let's get into the fun stuff. So besides just doing normal house tour videos, this thing's got you covered for any type of videography stuff you're going to be shooting. So one of the most important things for video is audio, and this thing comes with the top handle that has the full-size XLR inputs and the small mic input too. So whether you're using like a boom mic for an interview shoot or a wireless pack for a run and gun house tour talking head video type of thing, it's going to be really easy to use with this camera, and it sounds super good. So you're going to be able to record really nice audio in camera, and from personal experience, that's going to also save you a ton of time editing, not having to merge a bunch of footage with audio with different cameras, worrying about different memory cards, and if you lose things, and while you're shooting too, not having to carry around a bunch of different things to get everything recorded. It's great because I know most of you guys are just doing this by yourself. Speaking of recording by yourself, this thing has some of the best autofocus tracking and eye autofocus that I've ever used. Okay, I'm used to using a EOS R and a C200, and yeah, this thing I think does better than both of those for sure. So whether you're doing like a house tour where you're going through the house and tracking somebody, or you're doing like an interview style video where you're tracking them, maybe you have your camera on a slider or just on a tripod across the room or something. I like doing 2 camera setups for interviews. You're not going to have to worry about it getting out of focus. You're not going to have to worry about it going onto the background if they move or something. From my tests, it just stayed locked onto the eye unless it was too close, and then it would just track your face. But being able to have eye autofocus that's super reliable, I mean, it's a total game changer. And if you're doing a house tour, you can just click the thing that you want to be in focus on your touch screen, and it's just going to stay in focus. Easy. This next one might not apply to all of you guys, but probably will at some point in the future. People are going to be asking for vertical video. People want Instagram Reels. People want TikToks. Because it has all the mounts built into the camera body, you can put your tripod plate on the bottom, you can put it on the side, you can put it on the other side. Being able to do that with a camera, let alone a cinema camera, is crazy. If I was doing that with like my C200, it'd be like so like lopsided weight, and it'd probably fall over. You'd have to have some crazy heavy duty tripod. But with the FX3, you're able to have it nicely balanced on your tripod while shooting vertically, no problem. All right, so my favorite thing about this camera, which is probably why so many people are raving about it, is Sony just went all out and gave us all the frame rates that you might ever need in one camera, not cropped, 4K. You can do it all. So if you're new to this, 24 frames per second is the standard for cinematic type of content. So like if you're filming somebody talking where you want it to play back in real time, that's your go-to. For me, for real estate videos, if it's a home tour, I like to shoot the interiors at 30 frames per second so I can slow it down just a little bit in post to smooth it out and make it look a little bit more dreamy. For details and outdoor shots, I like to go anywhere from 60 frames per second to now 120 frames per second, because you can just do some really cool creative slow motion stuff and really emphasize those features that are important. And if you're doing like a really cool promotional video, everybody looks cool in 120 frames per second. So it's a win on that for sure. The fact that it has all of those uncropped, it's amazing. So that's my list. Those are my thoughts from testing it, from having experience doing lots and lots of real estate video, house tours, interviews, marketing videos, etc. I think this camera is probably the best investment for companies trying to step up their production value, speed up their workflow with those proxies, and possibly open up to future possibilities with the internal audio that's super high quality, with the vertical filming, and being able to do a little bit more creative work with those different frame rates. I've been super impressed with this camera, and the footage was great working with it, and I think you would probably be happy with it too. Obviously it is pretty stinking expensive, but I think it's probably one of those investments that's going to pay off, because you're going to be upping your production value, you're going to be speeding up your workflow, and you're going to be opening yourself up to new working opportunities. So I hope this video was helpful if you're looking into this camera as an investment for your business. And if you're interested in getting this camera, make sure to check out the links in the description for the lenses, the camera, and all that stuff that I used. And if you want to just test it out, what I did was rent it from Lens Rentals, and I've got a special link in the description for you guys. Not sponsored or anything, but it was a great experience. It was super fast, super seamless. I've got a link for $25 off your rental. Anyways, thanks so much for being here. If you guys like the video, make sure to hit the like button. It really does help get this video to more people. And make sure to subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on future videos. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.